them.
Oh, really?
But yes, the US, I think the US is backing South Koreans because South Korea is still a democratic run country, if I'm not mistaken. But North Korea is still a dictator-led kind of thing. You know, Kim Jong-un is still there, and he's always had. I think he's one of the few nuclear powers in the country because during Obama's administration there was this nuclear sweep that happened. You know, it was a joint coalition. Okay, countries with nuclear power should get rid of their nuclear
I remember.
words, but
and
some countries did not. Some countries in Europe, I mean, a country that is as large as a continent, but is in Europe. I don't want to mention the name of the country. Another country in Asia.
Not? We can mention because
okay. So Russia didn't give up its nuclear.
Exactly. Why would
China didn't give up its nuclear power as well. North Korea is not having.
Nigeria?
Do we have? Wait first. Do we have missiles in Nigeria?
We do not.
Before we talk of having nuclear kind of missiles.
So nuclear studies were stopped all over the world. But
it's like a campaign, right?
Yeah, I remember that story then.
It wasn't really not. Some countries signed.
Yes.
Right. They decommissioned creating more nuclear weapons, but that doesn't mean that the ones they've created are not still active. All right. So that's why. Of course, they will suspect that the missile fire from North Korea seems like an attack.
Okay.
You understand? Because their territories you're trying to probably claim territories between themselves. However, what I want to know now is why are they accusing the US of hostility?
They are propagators of certain things. They feel like the US is finding a way to remind them, probably, that they still have the power to carry out some of those activities that they would always want to show the world that they have nuclear power in their possession. But then,
US by far has the most
number of sophisticated nuclear weapons, but they like to remind
people.
Maybe that was a reminder.
Just in case you've forgotten, we bring it to your notice that we still have nuclear weapons. Okay.
All
right, let's.
So our next story, please.
All right, next story says South Korean President Moon's suggestion to ban dog meat consumption welcomed by animal rights groups. Imagine if we tried doing that in Nigeria.
Very interesting. Okay, people from Cross River might not take it lightly.
Neither will people from Ondo.
Oh wow, really? Okay, so but then of course I'm very interested in companies or countries that pay attention to the animal lifestyle and animal management.
Cruelty.
Yeah, because of course the South Korea's President Moon Jae-in asked during a meeting with the Prime Minister Kim Boo-young.
That name sounds like one Korean movie from Korea. I don't know, it sounds like a character from
So I'm
Korean
just letting
drama.
you know that I understand their names. And
because you watch a lot of Korean dramas.
Please be careful with me.
All right.
So he also suggested a possible ban on the consumption of dog meat to the Prime Minister, as it was bringing about extinct. People were intentionally taking out dogs and the lifestyle. I don't know. Is it lifestyle or how do I put it? The niche for dogs. I don't know.
The pets market?
Yeah, the dog world.
Okay.
It's probably reducing. I'm trying to.
Okay,
find
the dog
word.
Population was reducing.
No, not population. We can't call it population. Okay, well, dog population.
Or they were endangered.
Maybe.
Because I mean, I feel like if you're going to say you want to ban dog meat consumption, and it's being welcomed by animal rights groups, the question now is it like there's an health risk to consuming dogs in South Korea? Have they discovered something harmful? If not, I mean, if people want to eat dogs, hey.
Well, apparently, I won't say that because dogs are classified as
every
pets.
single animal that we eat now is classified as pet in one other country or the other.
No, I agree. Top stories. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Welcome back. Of course, it's Hello Africa, and we're keeping it right here, live and
direct.
Energetic.
Energetic is
good.
Yeah.
Today seems very, very energetic. Okay, my name is Favor Aya. I like to be called Favorite, and BC is with me on the show today.
Thank you,
yeah, so we've been treating our top stories. Just in case you're joining us right about now, we're moving on with our top stories. You can join us via the link in the description and be a part of our conversation via your comments. Of course, you can drop your comments in the comment section. And BC, please, okay, let's just move on to our next top story. This one says bronze statue of woman in see-through dress.
Why did you have to take the see-through dress like that?
No, I didn't see it that way before. Okay, bronze statue of woman in see-through dress sparks sexism row in Italy.
Okay, so the idea of this bronze statue was to honor a 19th century poem that, has sparked a lot of sexism row in Italy, with politicians calling for its removal, right?
Oh, wow.
The sculpture in the southern town of Sapri is a tribute to excuse me, my Italian is a little bit rough.
I never expected more.
La Sibgola. Oh,
Can
Lord.
we keep the name?
No, I have to pronounce it. As in, the reason for the statue now is a tribute to La Sibgolatrice di Sapari. Almost sounds like Sapa, but okay. La Sibgolatrice di Sapari, the gleaner of Sapari, written by Luigi Mercantini in 1857.
Is that him?
Yeah, that's the author of the poem, the writer of the poem, Luigi. Okay. Luigi wrote the poem, and then they, carved this statue to honor that poem. I don't know how important that poem is, but here's my question: how is this a see-through? Oh, okay, I see how it's a see-through dress now. But then
I don't see anything. I'm trying to look closer. Probably I'll see something.
Maybe you should use the big screen behind you. You would definitely see it's a see-through, especially from the other.
Okay.
Yeah. So
it's a see-through.
I think what I want to understand is how it has sparked a sexism kind of thing.
Because you can see through.
Isn't the body of a woman the beauty of a woman?
Well, sometimes they wouldn't appreciate you treating it as. You remember when we had the story of the guy who was openly asked to showcase his rape escapades with a mannequin.
That's different. That's different. That's a very delicate subject that can, trigger a sort of traumatic effect on victims that are in the studio or watching.
Okay.
That one is different. This one is taking a woman and using her as an icon.
Body as an art.
Not women do, but there's something called what's it called? Is it body art now? Body painting, right?
Okay.
It's a form of art, and there's another form of art where artists paint women in the nude, right?
Okay.
All appreciating the woman's body. So
and put it all out in public like this.
This is not even all out. This is a carving of a beautiful woman to represent a beautiful poem, and they are relating it to sexism.
Well,
I feel to see how.
Apparently, sometimes some people don't see it that way. So,
of course, there are people. Although it's the politicians that calling for its removal, but hey, it's Italy. I feel like it's more religious than political, if you ask me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, moving on to our next story. It says Supreme Court Justice Oseji dies at 67.
Yeah, this one is a sad one. Justice Oseji, who hails from Aniocha, North Local Government area of Delta State, died after a protracted illness. Sources, of course, confirmed this, but not to us. I think it was to Punch News or so. He died at the age of 67, less than a year after he was elevated to the Supreme Court bench. May so rest in peace.
Yeah, may so rest in peace.
Our hearts and prayers goes to his family and loved ones.
Okay, our next story says Shehu Sani appeals to northern, southern governors not to tear Nigeria apart. Please, sir, keep appealing.
Former Senator Shehu Sani via his verified Facebook account wrote up on his one on Tuesday, appealed to both parties not to tear and burn down the country because of their personal interest in politicking. Now, here's what he said. He said, and I quote, "An appeal to the northern and southern governors not to tear and burn down this country in their personal quest."
Southern. Yes.
In their personal quest for power and resources. Yeah, in a way, it's kind of like relating to the southern governors, but
exactly.
not just that. It's also talking about the response the northern governments are giving. So, in politics here, for 2023 race, the southern governors have come together and have agreed that the president must come from the south.
Yeah.
And the northerners are not having it.
And this part also.
And this part also is now. It's not even so. For me, I don't even know why in a country we have to come to the level where we're still
dictating via our regions,
by our geopolitical zones.
Very, very unstable.
If you are good
and qualified,
you can carry the depth of Nigeria on your head and help us out.
Take us from the bondage. Then
by all means,
we don't need anyone to add to it. When we know you're not capable of carrying the cross or bearing what the consequences are, you now assume the position, because that was the situation before we asked for change.
Yeah.
I don't want to call names, but then the change came, and of course
things changed.
Things changed for
things changed. They didn't tell us what kind of change, but things changed.
Anyways,
I still feel like both parties, PDP and APC, had everything that's happening to Nigeria now.
Yeah.
Both parties, former presidents, present presidents, all of them have had a role to play in present Nigeria. So you can't blame it on one party or on one administration. That's my personal opinion. So our next top story, if you're right.
Okay, it says woman in labor falls off delivery bed in Delta and dies. That's a very sad story.
Very sad one.
This, I don't understand.
Very sad one.
Now, at what point did she fall off, and why did it happen that she fell off? Was it the medical practitioners at that position at that time didn't know what to do, or they were not well trained to manage the situation around there? How did she fall off the bed? And was it the fall that made her pass on, or?
Okay, so this happened in a general hospital, Ogwashi Uku, area of Delta community.
Delta State,
rather. Sorry.
Okay.
And according to sources that gave their report to Punch News, they said the woman was left unattended to by the attending nurses because they fell asleep.
Wow.
So it must have been late in the night because they were on night duty, fell asleep. And the woman was on the bed, and she was, brought to the hospital late in the night. And the caregiver was said to have been shocked as she returned to meet the woman on the floor because she left her on the bed, met her on the floor, and, she was dead.
This is very terrible.
If this happened in a general hospital,
okay,
I can't really. Right now, this is a very delicate thing. We can't fault anybody. We can't fault anybody yet.
No, we can't. Of course, we can.
The major person we can fault is the government.
No, you can't fault the government. People were on duty at the time.
Were they supposed to be on duty?
Yes, of course. That's what
you're forgetting.
This was in her house.
You're forgetting that
she was in a hospital.
And nurses are still
appealing. Doctors are on strike.
So
nurses are on standby.
Yeah, but if all the major doctors are on strike and nurses are on standby, that's like putting the responsibility of two people on one person. At some point, the nurses will be overworked. You can't deny that. In an airplane, there's a pilot, and then there's a captain, and then there's a co-pilot, right? If the captain is not available, and you give a Boeing 747 to just one co-pilot to handle, that flight will be rocky, it will be messy.
Okay.
Do you see where I'm going with this?
All right.
Right? So if doctors are on strike because the government has failed to meet their demands and their deadline, and they are now putting nurses in the line of fire, like giving them the major bulk of the work,
yes,
they will be overworked. It will tell on them. They will start slacking. They will start slipping up. And health is not something. Look at this. So who do we blame this on now? The doctors, the nurses, the government?
For me, I have who I would blame. Of course, I would blame the nurses who were on duty, because frequently you would keep a check on whoever is in your care for at least the time you're on duty. That's why you're on duty. You're meant to keep a very close watch on. And at the time she fell, she didn't just pass on instantly. I'm sure it must have been for some time. So if they were keeping their frequent check, they should have been able to observe or notice something was going on wrong. But Sadly, I do hope her soul rests in
If they were
peace.
not so overworked by the lack of doctors in the house,
I understand you making excuses for them. Right?
I'm not making excuses. It's the fact. I look at like what is happening.
We can't always blame this on the wrong people.
I'm not blaming it on anybody. I'm just stating this is what happened.
Okay.
Doctors were on strike. Nurses are overworked. They could not meet up with their duties. They could not function 100% in their duties. And this is collateral damage that happens. I'm sorry, it's painful, but it's what happened. The only way we can move on from not allowing this to happen or repeat itself again is to ensure that the adequate number of people that should be in an hospital are well funded for, and they are in that hospital. So nobody is overworked, nobody is stressed, and there's no human error occurring.
I bid to agree from your own point of view. Thank you.
All right.
Our next one says, Abuja police DSS kill kidnapper in gun battle. Pastor's family rescued. Oh, thank you.
Thank God.
That's quite great.
Federal Capital Territory Police Command, operatives of the Department of State Service. Funny enough, I used to think DSS was Department of Secret Service, but hey, Department of State Service have killed a suspected kidnapper during a gun battle in a Peggy community in Kuje area council of Abuja. The clash occurred on Monday, according to the public police relations officer, Josephine Ade, who said that the clash occurred when the security operatives, that's the DSS operatives, stormed the kidnappers' hideout in the area. Okay. And the statement noted that 7 victims were rescued. So that's interesting. That's
a good one. Big congrats and thanks to the...
It's a good one, but it's also a slap.
Oh, well.
The FCT is the seat of power. That is where Senate, right?
Okay.
And then the executive, president, vice, all of them.
Yes.
That's where they are.
Okay.
I mean, that should be the most secured place.
It doesn't mean things won't happen.
Things would happen, but not this. For kidnappers to exchange gunfire, federal kept fave.
Before you say kept her, no problem.
Fave.
I'm just happy that they were able to bring this situation to a proper management, and they were able to save.
If this is happening in the FCT, it's only a matter of time. I'm not going to say what it is, but it's only a matter of time.
Please don't say.
Yeah.
All right, this is where we bring you at least our top stories to an end. We'll come back and bring you our entertainment.
Yes.
And BB Niger updates. We still have our sports updates and several other activities. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Back, of course, it's Hello Africa, and my name is Favor Aya. I have BC with me in the studio.
Thank you, Favorite.
It's been a wonderful show all morning, and we've come to our entertainment gist and BB Niger updates. Just in case you're just joining us, you can be a part of our conversation via the link in the description, and of course with your comments updated. Our first entertainment story says, I have been through hell from a very young age. So, popular actress and wife of our very Nigerian legendary
Two-Face
Innocent Dibia. Yeah. His wife took it to her Instagram page and mentioned how she has been all out and struggling or surviving from a very tender age, specifically in her secondary school days, SS1, senior secondary school, class 1. And she mentioned how she grew up supporting her mom and helping her through thick and thin. And today, this is where she is. She can only be thankful. And of course, she's sending out advices to people who feel like you won't be able to go through whatever you're going through now.
It's good. I mean, congrats, big ups for going through hell and back. It's a nice experience. All right, so this one says, I won't let you down. Actor Yul Edochie says months after that, Pete endorsed his president. Pet. It's not Pete, it's Pet.
It's Pet Edochie.
Pet Edochie endorsed his presidential ambition. Whose presidential ambition? Yul or Pete? Or Pet?
Yul Edochie made his intentions known on social media as well, and he would like to run for presidency. And of course, he got the full support from his father, who happens to be a veteran actor in the Nollywood industry. Well, I can only pray and hope that the father's prayer takes him a long way in his quest. That's all I can say.
All right, let's have the next entertainment story.
Okay. Actor Jerry Williams fails to hold back tears as friends throw him surprise birthday party. Video melts heart. Okay, you can see pictures. You can see him all over his face soaked and looking, well, that's quite some drama. I don't think I can deal with.
This one says, Bobrisky swallows pride, finally apologized to Tonto DK after long-term beef. How many months
I'm
beef?
very concerned about this picture. There's a man and a woman in this picture.
There's a man and a woman. Yes, there's a them.
Okay.
And a woman in this picture.
There are two ladies and one man in this picture.
Two ladies and one man in this picture.
Oh, well, I'm just going to read through what Bobrisky put up on Instagram. And I don't know, he has been in the whole of September, he has been back-to-back reoccurring every week with
he and Tonto Diki, and then this other, Pokogiri, what's his name? Pokogiri, okay.
So Tonto, I humiliated you here, so I must come back here to apologize for calling you out. I honestly didn't know what came over me, but I later realized I was wrong. Please find it in your heart to forgive me. Yes, I might have been there for you as friends. The truth is, you were also there for me, and at some point of my life, please find it in your heart to forgive me once more. We necessarily shouldn't be friends no more, but let me apologize for calling you out. And to my fans and Tonto's fans, I'm sorry many of you are disappointed at me. Please forgive me, and I promise never to repeat this no more.
Okay, I think you should not promise what you can't keep or what you can't fulfill. That's number one. Secondly, is this an apology or is just a statement?
Well, you know,
this looks like an unofficial statement for me.
You know, recently, Faith Ojo, who also happens to be one of the well-meaning personalities in the entertainment industry, came to her social media to advise Bobrisky to key into the times we're in. I don't know what times they're in. Probably it's a spiritual time for them.
Times and seasons.
Probably. So she specifically advised Bobrisky to go and apologize to all his or her fans or friends or whoever, offenders, people he had offended or she had offended. And specifically said, you should do that because when spiritual times, you shouldn't be in misunderstanding with people, as you do not know what might happen to you next, judging the fact the way people are dying and lives are. Yeah, but then, of course, he also obeyed and apologized to Tonto DK. And I do hope he'll be able to apologize.
If you're apologizing and then you say we shouldn't necessarily be friends.
Yeah, that particular phrase got me.
Like, I don't think that's an apology to let's continue friends. That's an apology to they say I should apologize to you. Sorry.
I don't want to talk about this.
Right.
I just hope he's able to sort his problems with.
I hope they're able to sort the issue with Tonto, yeah.
Okay, this one says, jealous woman poisons her ex-boyfriend, his fiancé, and his fiancé just few days to their wedding. Oh, wow.
All ye Yoruba demons out there.
Wow.
Be careful.
I think that was too extreme.
Too extreme, of course.
It wasn't necessary.
Too extreme. She shouldn't
That's
have
why
done that.
if you know you're in a toxic relationship or you're in a relationship that is not going the way it should with you.
This one is not even about toxic. This woman is just a terrible person. Let's just put it that way.
We're talking ex-boyfriend, not even husband.
Not even husband, or that means there was an official end of the relationship. They had gone their separate ways.
Yeah.
And Oga has found someone to marry. Why do you have to go so as to poison and the innocent fiancé?
Let's just pray that they are so. I hope they didn't pass on, and if they did, let God just help them. Okay, this one says, of course, it's a BB Ninja update. It says, I don't know yet if I will date white money if he toasts. Oh my God.
Outside the house.
If he toasts me outside the house, Queen opens up. The kind of terms we use The journalists are just. Which one is toast me? Are you bread? What do you mean by?
Come on, you can't tell me you've been so much on the island you've forgotten the street word for
please.
toast.
What has that got to do with where
I'm
I
just
am,
saying.
my location?
I'm just saying because any small thing now is island. I'm just saying. Anyways,
I don't know if what if he wins 90 million. I'm sure you would know what
you
you
would know
do.
what. Yes, you would know your response. You would know.
Oh well. Big ups to Queen and White Money. And this one says White Money is fake and not happy to see us.
Angel tells
Pere.
See, I'm starting to not feel Angel anymore.
Oh well, they're getting to the heat period. These are the finalists. I mean, they are in their very competitive mode at this time. You don't trust the next person's action. It could be taking you out of the game. It could be keeping you. So every kind of thing would just be flying these days. All right. I just hope they have.
This one says, I'm happy Pere and Angel are back. I don't feel threatened. White Money says he's a mega star already. See?
I'm happy Pere and Angel are back. I don't. Well.
Feel threatened.
Okay. That's quite good. I like the fact they had a very heated fight. I was also impressed when I started seeing the both of them. I think that's one thing I would appreciate Biggie for putting those two together in one house. And that's where you would see the test of the man. He was able to ensure whatever happened. You know, they had a very heated quarrel where they were insulting themselves as far as saying some very unnecessary things. But then, look at the both of them are now birds, like...
All right, this one says, fair decision. Fans react as Big Brother rewards Angel and Pere with chance to play in the finals. A lot of social media
there was
craze happened. People saying Biggie was spineless because of fans protesting.
Some people even went to riot.
As in,
this 90 million is a thing to go for.
I mean, for real.
If we're
Speaking of reality TV shows, sorry to cut you off. Okay. You heard of the Good Ultimate Search coming back, Rob?
Yeah, that was one of our stories, I thought. But then, I mean, if they're back on,
have they put a cash price to it yet? It better not be lower than 90 million naira from Big Brother Nigeria.
It could be lower. I mean, do you think people should now use the trademark for Big Brother?
No, I'm saying, have you seen what they have to go through to be selected?
Yeah, they go through a lot.
They go through a lot, and even after being selected.
I wanted to try once. I saw it. I have an elder brother who also attempted, and it wasn't funny at all.
And was he selected?
No, not really.
Were you selected?
I didn't say I tried.
See, that is why I would not even bother trying. Have you seen this guy? He's even like walked up and working out fit, and he wasn't. Oh no, me? Nope.
Okay. Next up, Saga explains why he was emotional when Nini disappeared from the house. Okay. Whatever it is.
I don't know.
I'm sure you.
I do not
BC would not want to hear because BC came from another angle. Of course, whatever happens, both of you are out of the house now. So you can
all have the appearance and disappearance still selves. Congrats, Saga.
Yeah. Well, that is it with our entertainment and BB Nigeria update. We'll take a quick break, and when we get back, we'll move on to our sports update. I'll leave you, of course, with BC to handle that. And when we get back, we'll have an interesting gist for you.
Like I said, gist and not topic. Yeah. It's fine. Back to Hello Africa. If you're just joining us, you've missed our top stories, our entertainment updates, including our BB Nigeria updates. But not to worry, I'm bringing you the sports updates, and of course, I'll introduce you to our topic for today, a very obvious topic actually, of which after that we'll go to people's review from the streets, and then we'll talk about our weird facts. All right, so our first sports update: Manchester United team news says Harry Maguire will miss Villarreal clash with injury, but Luke Shaw could be fit. Manchester United will be without Harry Maguire for their Champions League group match against Villarreal due to a calf injury, according to manager Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Luke Shaw, however, may recover in time for Wednesday's night's fixture. Maguire was substituted with an injury 67 minutes into United's 1-0 defeat to Aston Villa on Saturday, with Shaw having already been withdrawn in the first half. Speaking after the match, Solskjaer was pessimistic about the fitness of his captain and left back, and has now given updates on the defenders. And he said, Luke has been in today. I will give him a chance to be involved against Villarreal, Solskjaer confirmed on Tuesday afternoon. Deontay Wilder's boxing career has been absolutely destroyed thanks to brutal infographic. Ahead of his heavyweight bout with Tyson Fury this October, Deontay Wilder's boxing record has been put under scrutiny thanks to a scathing infographic produced by Touch Gloves Boxing. The graphic shows that 19 of the Bronze Bomber's first 39 opponents were unranked, while 12 of those fighters fell outside the top 100 boxers in the world. The image, which was initially produced by Touch Gloves Boxing in 2017, has resurfaced on Twitter, with user Ion Yipsty sharing a photo while stating Deontay Wilder's Mickey Mouse record. Before 2017, Wilder's highest-ranked opponents were 41-year-old Bermain Stiverne, who he initially beat in 2015 to claim the WBC title. The pair had a rematch again in 2017, and at that, Stiverne was an unranked boxer and was comfortably beaten by Wilder via a first-round knockout. England World Cup winner and Liverpool legend Hunt dies aged 83. It's a sad day for Liverpool fans all over the world. Former Liverpool striker Roger Hunt, a member of England's 1966 FIFA World Cup winning squad, has died at the age of 83. Liverpool confirmed the passing of Hunt, who is the club's second highest goal scorer of all time, with 285 goals in 492 appearances. May his soul rest in peace. Liverpool's legend Jamie Carragher makes Brighton and Crystal Palace admission after feisty draw. The Eagles were the better side for long periods of the feisty encounter at Selhurst Park on Monday night, but Brighton rescued a point thanks to Neil Maupay's stoppage time equalizer. His fourth goal of the season cancelled out Wilfred Zaha's first half penalty, and the home side were left ruining a missed opportunity. Patrick Vieira